I've been on the Twitter and I was asked about one of my favourite abandoned roads. So I thought, why not do a little series on things like that? "25 years ago, if I'd stood in the middle of the road here, I would have been in serious trouble. This used to be part of the Roman road between Manchester and Ribchester. The new road runs over there, on a new alignment which was built to go under there, which is the M65, which opened in December 1997. This 1905 map quite clearly shows the old situation. Once we add the overlay, we see what's there today. One thing that you can probably just make out on the stonework here is this bridge used to form the boundary of the old county borough of Blackburn. This is where Blackburn always historically stopped. It still sort of stops here today. The boundary's not signposted though, however, so good luck finding it. And as you can see, we used to mark these things quite nicely. We don't anymore. I've moved away from the bridge now. I'm still on the line of the old road as was abandoned, as you can probably not quite make out because the 25 years of abandonment here has really taken hold. This section is now really overgrown. Might be a little bit difficult to make out, but that is the remains of a road marking there. That is the W off the word slow. That's been under this growth now for 25 years, completely forgotten about. Regrettably, the fly tippers do find things like this and they do ruin it, don't they? I'm now going to go to another abandoned road, which is not too far from here, and I hope you're going to stick around because this one's got a little bit more sentimental value to me and it's not going to be there for much longer. So let's get there before somebody else does. I'm now standing at the second abandoned road, but not quite, because what's happened in very recent years, in the last 12 months, is this new road has opened across part of it. Now I'm going to go across that new road and I'm going to tell you what's left of the abandoned area and the history behind it. So let's have a look. This is Guide Square, and this one has a lot more sentimental value to me than the Davyfield Bridge because my mum grew up on this abandoned square. Obviously there were houses on it at the time, or rather I should say prefabs. This was a short-lived development after the Second World War. It only lasted for about 20 years before being demolished again. However, it was left relatively intact in terms of the road, and that has slowly decayed over time. The utilities still exist, the actual surface of the road still exists, and the street lights still exist. I came up here 20 years ago and this was still quite visible as a surface. It has grown over a lot since. Still probably working sewers down there. If you were to be brave enough to ever have a look, I wouldn't recommend it, but they're still down there. This is not going to be here for much longer either, so this video could well be a documenting of history. My grandmother's prefab was somewhere on this length. I'm not 100% sure where. I'd have to dig an old map out to find out. It's obviously long since gone. You can't see any remains of the prefabs. Nothing's left of those. However, there are still some streetlights hanging around if you know where to look. That one's been in a tree for as long as I can remember. This is not actually part of the abandoned square. This is the remains of the B6231, which has been realigned to enable the redevelopment of Guide Square. Gonna miss this place when it's gone. Less so gonna miss the mess they've left behind. Costa coffee, not mine. I'm still sat on the line of what was Guide Square, but this is now B6231 Issa Way. So if you ever want to get a new road named after you, make sure you own a massive petrol station empire. Top tip. Well, that concludes the tour of Guide Square. I hope you enjoyed it. As you can see, what was once quite peaceful and quiet is now quite busy.